Boy, that sand, it becomes like ice, so you've got really no chance for them to hold.
Well, here we go. We are off and rolling. The green flag waves for our Andrews Products Bagger GP and Pirelli Pro Stock Bagger classes, and it is the number one fueling backed ride of Ruben Zaus leading the way.
Pretty common position for him, way out in front, but he's being chased down.
Yeah, trying to see exactly who the number is back there in the second place spot. Couldn't quite make out the front of the machine, but they might have made a pass on Ruben Zaus. Look at this. I believe this is Cody Gilmore and Tony Tucker battling for the third place spot. No, it is still that. Okay, excuse me. That is Ruben Zaus, 1 and 2, and then we've got kind of two rider duos all the way through our top 6.
Yeah, they're splitting up into little battles.
So that is the 5th and 6th ride that we just watched go out of sight. And that did look to be Cody Gilmore and Tony Tucker.
Ruben looks like he's stretching out a little bit here.
And this is basically the tail of the tape for Ruben Zaus in 2024. He was lightning off of those starts and then was just able to stretch things out. That might be Jake Masters battling with Danny Spina for that third place position. So Jake Masters jumping up to the Pirelli Pro Stock Bagger class, and that may be for the lead in our Pirelli Pro Stock class. Danny Spina, your fastest qualifier, trying to chase down our undefeated Super Street champ from last year, Jake Masters. Look at him drag racing. Oh, Masters going to hang on to it for now.
Boy, that's some close racing right there. And when you're going into a corner at, slowing down from 120 and you're that close to another motorcycle, that's a little nerve-wracking.
Threading the needle, to say the least. Oh, that is young blood himself, Clay Braun, in the number 2 spot right now. So Clay Braun leading the way in that Pirelli Pro Stock Bagger class, and he is right on the rear wheel of Ruben Zaus. So 1:58.7 from Zaus, a 2-minute .8 for Clay Braun, with Jake Masters and Daniel Spina both at a 2:04. Cody Gilmore just behind at a 2:06. So it's a really good showing for the Pro Stock Bagger class right now as they sit 2, 3, and 4 inside our top 5 overall. What
an impressive run from Clay, just to stay even 2 seconds behind Ruben is pretty impressive, and he's got that line. He looks like he's just biding his time and looking for a mistake.
Well, and Clay Braun doing a bit of a balancing act as well, right? You don't want to risk the class win to try to take over Ruben Zaus. You override, you could find yourself on the ground. This is something that they're all too painfully just learned, is Clay's teammate going down. Believe that is Ruben Zaus we're watching on screen right now, the fueling backed Harley Davidson. And this is a beautiful camera shot just to show you the raw speed that the number 1 is carrying around this Chuckwalla course.
Very impressive, especially with the fact that we've got so many wind gusts that are unpredictable at all times out there, and he is just laying it down. That's impressive.
The 951 of Clay Braun Youngblood, they're in the number 2 spot. Didn't get to compete for the full season last year, so he's got a chip on the shoulder, a point to prove. Said that number 1 plate will be mine, and he currently is in the number 1 spot in our Pirelli Pro Stock Bagger class aboard that FDR Foundation Youngblood Collective Harley.
He's out there in front, but he's got a couple of people that want that place as well, and they're coming up fast.
They're trying to chase him down.
Jake Masters and Daniel Spina right behind. So they're trying to make up some mileage there.
Yeah, Jake Masters on that Sly Fox Harley Davidson, now aboard the number 9. And he has a rear view mirror full of Daniel Spina on that National City Harley Davidson Excellence Moto Design backed Harley Road Glide. And I mean, anywhere that Jake Masters goes, Danny Spina takes the other line, shows him a wheel, not losing any ground to Masters at the moment.
Really impressive how they're going back and forth, and just all the strategy that's taken place. And the wild card, obviously, once again, is that those gusts of wind that can come out of nowhere. You can have the best laid plans until you get hit, and then suddenly you've got problems especially if you get hit in these corners. You need to know exactly whether you're in the wind or against the wind.
Yeah, and that's such a good point that you bring up. It's just as much about where the wind hits you on the track, what direction you're facing, how leaned over you are at that moment, and those are things completely out of your control. So these riders try to put that out of the back of their mind. Look at the amount of room just made up
That's incredible.
Trying to see whether that was Danny Spina. I mean, 5-6 bike lengths he was able to close up, headed into what looked to be turn 8 just before Crash Corner.
That was impressive. What a great straightaway stretch there to get up close. Wow.
So back on screen, your leaders making their way through. It is still the fueling back Harley Davidson of Ruben Zaus out front leading the way. Clay Braun on that FDR Youngblood Collective in the number 2 spot with a little look over the shoulder. And Clay Braun is leading the way in your Pirelli Pro Stock class, with Jake Masters running in the number 2 spot. That's the first time we have seen Jake Masters in the number 2 position pretty much in over a year. And so Masters talking about jumping up, got some steeper competition. Clay Braun showing that he is the one to beat. Meanwhile, Danny Spina, 3's a party, and it is a party at the front of the Pirelli Pro Stock class right now.
They are just really going at each other. You can see that they're trying to line each other up for passes in the turns and just trying to get it done. But they've been playing off. You're playing offense and defense at the same time, right?
Well, especially Jake Masters, he's stuck right between these guys and kind of yo-yoing back and forth are these gaps. So it seems like he's making up time on Clay 1 minute, then he's really got to beat defensive to get in front of Danny Spina the next. So, and with this being our main event of the day, this is going to be an 8-lap race, Dave. So going to have just a little more time on track, just a little more time to either defend your position or try to move the next spot ahead.
And that's where your long-term strategy's got to come in, and you got to really know what you're wanting to do, and try to defend your position and move up 1 or 2. And boy, he's right there in the middle, and he's losing a little bit when he goes into turns, but he's making up for it when he goes into straightaways and kind of stretching it out from Daniel Spina.
Yeah, Danny Spina right now definitely seems to be able to leave the brakes off just a little bit longer coming into these corners, but Masters able to respond, and they are working their way up to the back of Clay Braun. So this is going to be a fight for the lead in this Pirelli Pro Stock class. Ruben Zaus still out front leading the way in your Andrews Products Bagger GP. Meanwhile, we are locked onto this battle for 3rd place on track, 2nd place in the Pirelli Pro Stock class. Danny Spina trying to make something happen, just not quite close enough. Going to exit with a bit more speed. Oh, it's a drag race coming in that corner. Masters doing a great job of closing the door and hanging on to that number 2 spot in Pro Stock.
I thought he had him there for a second, but just couldn't make it happen.
And you can see the hand signals there along the wall, all of them telling it's a back and forth, a yo-yo. Sometimes you stretch it out, sometimes you close it back in. Looked like one of our riders, possibly Cody Gilmore, having to go off into the pits. So definitely not the start to the season that Gilmore was hoping for. No, he was working on trying to get a little more comfortable on that machine in the Bagger GP class.
Boy, you can look at that wide shot there. You can see just how much distance you can actually get, and then suddenly they get closed up. So it's very impressive how these guys are riding. And what a great track and great day to be out riding.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day. I know we've got some wind gusts, but man, all in all, I can't think of anywhere else I or these riders would rather be than right here at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway.
You've got a dust devil that's taking over the track right there.
Well, these guys not worried about it at all. They are laser focused on the rider in front of them. Jake Masters trying to chase down Clay Braun, but look at that, Danny Spina once again so strong in those high-speed corners, late braking and able to close that gap right back up, but he seems to hit a wall at right about the 3 bike length mark. He can't get much closer than that. Masters stretches it right back out.
Yes, he does, and it's been consistent. And that's got to be so frustrating. That's where not only your physical fitness takes place, but your mental fitness. You've got to, because you keep getting close that exact distance, and then you lose them, and it plays on your mind. So you've got to really be mentally tough right here, knowing that at some point you're going to get it.
And you can see those Harleys dancing underneath them, losing just a little bit of traction from time to time as Ruben Zaus makes his way through, still out front leading the way. Textbook riding from our defending champ. This just goes to show why he's not only become a champion here in BRL, but a spokesperson of and an advocate of the growing of the bagger racing. Meanwhile, this is the action that is taking the world over by storm. This kind of racing you can't find anywhere else than the Bagger Racing League. At the top of our Pirelli Pro Stock class, they are evenly spaced between our top three.
Amazing battle right here. And this whole day has been filled with amazing battles, but this one right here on our end of the day, what a great race. All these guys have been on the track before, and they're letting it all out. So, oh, there's a little look behind.
Yep, Braun knows they're there.
He knows. He knows they're coming for him, and so he's going to try to stretch it out here probably as soon as he hits that straightaway.
And if you're Jake Masters, that's a little blood in the water. When they start looking back in front of you, now you know you're getting in their head a little bit. You're starting to mess with their race. And Masters now going from defense, switching a little bit more to offense as he tries to chase down Clay Braun on the tail end of this race.
Yeah, he's definitely closer to Clay Braun than he is to Daniel Spina. So Spina's trying to catch up here once again in the turns. And you can see Jake Masters just backed off just a little bit, but he's getting closer and closer, getting ready for that pass.
Back through crash corner they go, getting ready. Look at this. Could that be the pass? Masters pulls up in front of him for just a moment. Braun still has the inside. Is he going to run him wide? He does. So Clay Braun going to hang on to that second place spot, the lead in our Pirelli Pro Stock class for right now.
Just amazing. Here they come. Setting up that pass again.
Yep, Masters doing a great job of falling back, and meanwhile Danny Spina tries to make that part of his advantage as he's now sneaking up on the number 9.
Yes, he is.
This is great racing at the top of our Pirelli Pro Stock Bagger class. Clay Braun, Jake Masters, and Danny Spina, 1, 2, and 3. Ruben Zaus just out in front of them, leading that Andrews Bagger GP class.
Not a lot of space between them. I mean, when you're traveling this fast, that distance can be taken up in just less than a second.
Oh, look at this. Spina's got to run up the inside. Could we see a pass? Masters just does a great job of closing that door. Oh, and look at that. A big get-off for Clay Braun.
Wow.
Oh, no, not what we wanted to see from the FDR Youngblood Collective rider after such an impressive performance. Just washed that front end and went tumbling.
As we said, you know, he had that look back, so maybe he was...
we're going to show you guys a replay as to what happened. Clay Braun, the front rider on your screen, watched carrying a ton of momentum and just starts to lose that front end, low side, and at that point, there's nothing he can do. He's along for the ride. Oh, man, terrible, and Masters and Spina had a front row view to that as well. And there you see a deflated Clay Braun. Man, that is not the best of luck, or not the best way to start the season for that FDR Youngblood Collective crew. Both Tony Salima and Clay showing that they've got the speed, but just not having the luck here at round 1.
That was such a tough break because he came in with so much confidence, so ready to go, and then...
and a little bit of smoke coming out of that fueling bike as well, so this could be a shakeup. Ruben Zaus looking picture perfect so far in this race. Actually haven't seen a lot of him because he's been out front all by himself. Meanwhile, Danny Spina has made the pass on Jake Masters. That's no longer for second place, Dave. That's the new Pirelli Pro Stock lead.
What an amazing race that we've had here. And both of them, Masters and Spina, I think probably got into Clay's head a little bit. You know, took that confidence down, and wow, what an amazing run for Masters to come up, and Spina to actually come from third to first.
Yeah, Masters holding strong, not giving up quite yet, still got plenty of Chuckwalla Raceway to make something happen while we lock on to our Andrews Bagger GP champion of 2024 and looking to be the points leader here in 2025. Don't want to jinx it yet. Still got a little bit of racing to go. Makes his way through crash corner. But Ruben Zaus. And look at that. Ruben Zaus slides out.
Just as you said it.
Man. And that is just exiting crash corner. Looks like Ruben is okay. Going to try to pick that fueling ride back up. This is quickly turned into survival out here. Oh, look at how heavy the machine is. Ruben trying to pick it back up. Actually has not lost position on track yet. That's how big of a lead he had.
Wow, that's amazing. If you can get it started, get it out there.
Man, there you see Danny Spina at the top of the screen, working his way back up. There is Jake Masters, and oh no, a toss up of the hands from Ruben Zaus. Man, just when you think you know how this is going to shape up, something else happens, as now it is Danny Spina on the 199 trying to bring this thing home for the win in our Pirelli Pro Stock class and looking to be the first rider to cross the finish line out of both of our classes.
And we've talked about patience all day and how patient he was when he was in third place and fourth place, and he just slowly worked his way up and never got too excited, never pushed it too far, and truly.
And here we go. Checkered flag is in hand. Quick look over the shoulder. Does not want to dump things in these final few corners. Meanwhile, looks like it is going to be. What is going on?
What just happened?
I don't even know what to say. Danny Spina, he's got bike issues coming to the finish line. What is going on? Rolling to the checkered flag. He's oh my goodness.
Can't tell what's wrong. It almost like he was out of gas.
It's like the bike just died. Yeah. So Jake Masters is going to grab the win in our Pirelli Pro Stock class, coming to the line. You can see Danny Spina frustrated with that one, knew he had the win in hand. I'm almost speechless, Dave. That is, I don't think I've ever seen that.
After the last race, I thought, well, we can't have a more bizarre finish than that last one, but we can.
Wow. So he will still cross the line, getting second in your Pirelli Pro Stock class, but, I mean, man, he could taste the victory. He was right there, and I thought he was kind of looking over his shoulder. We're gonna look back. Getting told from race control, sounds like possibly ran out of gas. You can see Jake Masters even look back over the shoulder like, what is going on? Masters takes the checkered flag with a wave. Meanwhile, Danny Spina just trying to use that momentum to get him across the finish line. Hands on the head of some of the crew members, not believing their eyes. What a finish. This Alpine Stars rapid replay coasting across the line. Oh my goodness.
You wonder if there was a fueling issue, where if they just didn't have enough gas in it, is that because of all of the pressure that they've had because of the wind, you know?
Yeah, that's true. We do go that extra lap in this race as well.
And you're fighting against a really strong headwind in many cases.
Wow, and you can see Danny looks to be in good spirits. I know he's got to be bummed out on that one. And a shout out to the crew of the 199, that National City Harley-Davidson Excellence Moto Designs back crew, pushing that machine back to the pits.